Egyptian obelisks, the stone needles that point to the gods. When we think of ancient Egypt, we usually imagine pyramids, mummies, and the Nile River. But there's something else, tall, narrow, and powerful, that once stood in the heart of every great temple, the obelisk. These giant stone spires, carved from a single piece of granite, rose high into the sky, perfectly shaped and polished. Some stood over 30 meters tall and weighed more than 300 tons. But what exactly were they, and how were they made? Let's go back about 3,500 years. Pharaohs like Hatshepsut and Ramses II built obelisks to honor the sun god Ra. The tip was often coated in gold, shining like a beam of sunlight. In fact, the obelisk itself symbolized a sun ray, a connection between the gods and the earth. And here's the mind-blowing part. These enormous stones were cut by hand using only copper tools and hard stone. No machines, no lasers, just raw human power, clever engineering, and maybe a little help from divine inspiration. But even more incredible is how they were transported. The granite came from quarries in Aswan, hundreds of kilometers south of Cairo. Workers floated them down the Nile on giant boats, then stood them upright at temples like Karnak or Luxor. One unfinished obelisk still lies in Aswan today. Cracked during carving, it's 42 meters long and would have been the largest ever built. It's like a time capsule, showing us how these wonders were made. So, why did the Egyptians build them? Yes, they were religious symbols, but they were also messages, carved with hieroglyphs, telling of victories, offerings to gods, and the greatness of the pharaoh. Each obelisk was a stone billboard, telling the world who was in charge. But over time, the obelisks began to disappear, not because they crumbled, but because they were taken. The Romans admired them and brought many to their empire. Today, you'll find Egyptian obelisks not only in Egypt, but also in Rome, Paris, London, and even New York City. That's right, there's a real Egyptian obelisk in Central Park, older than the entire city of New York. It's a reminder that Egypt's influence reached far beyond the desert. These ancient stone needles pointed to the heavens, but today they still point us back to a civilization of brilliance, ambition, and mystery. If you enjoy stories like this, full of ancient secrets, fascinating facts, and powerful history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's so much more to uncover, and it's only just begun.